How can I do it? My mom and the homeless. I live with my dad. What's up, guys? We are live streaming Tower Defense. Three, two, one. Let me turn my graphics on. I hope we get viewers today.
Today, guys, we are ranking every single American snack, every single one. And we'll be trying things for the first time, like your basic American chip, all the way to this scorpion in a lollipop. And to make sense of all of that, I've brought an American friend with me.
Today, we will make Bun officially a true American.
You want me to try it dry and then milk?
Yeah. Taste it raw first.
All right, I'm gonna go in dry. Dry cereal is never like amazing.
This is an emerald, and villagers are sort of obsessed with the little green guys.
Oh my god! No! Leave me alone!
And they've been ripping players off to get them for years. So over the next 100 days, I'm going to be using their own greed against them to trade my way through every dimension, full diamond armor, and even beating the game with a single emerald. Here's the rules. Rule number 1, no mining blocks I haven't paid for. It's kind of like adventure mode, but not at all, because rule number 2, the only mob I can kill is the dragon, no matter who started it. And rule number 3,
all profit must come from the penny.
Sorry, what I meant to say is no loot chests. God dang it. But on the bright side, I'm already starving to death. But the biggest decision of this entire challenge is what to buy with my first emerald. Because I can't afford armor, I can't buy any food, and since this is hardcore mode, I only have one shot to get it right. But a few days later, while hiding in a tree, the solution to all my problems came to me. Oh, I think I just heard a trader. See, traders have about a 10% chance of selling sugarcane, and my life sort of depends on him selling it. I've waited hours trying to get you killed. How could you do this to me? But a few days later, the solution to all my problems came to me. God dang it! To all my problems came to me. Come on! Wait, no, that's actually what I'm looking for. But every purchase has a catch. See, since Ryan Trahan's Penny series inspired this challenge, for every emerald I spend, I'll also be donating $5 or 50 meals to his Feed America campaign. And trust me, this is gonna add up quick. Now, charity aside, I still need to find a way to buy food, and I can't exactly eat this swamp stick. But now that I owned this bad boy, I could use it to plant another, and another, and another, and another, and you get the idea. And all that sugarcane can be turned into paper and sold for infinite amounts of emeralds. There was just one small problem. Well, after some extensive research on the wiki, it appears plains villages like this don't spawn crafting tables, which means I can't craft paper. So my only shot at surviving was to wander out into the world to find an entirely new village before I starve to death. Or I could just bend the rules a little bit. Okay, fine. You know what? We'll do the stupid, dangerous journey. You know, I've never realized how much I jump and sprint in Minecraft until this moment. I also just realized the irony of starving in a video for Feed America. There's a village! Right there! Okay. And there's a villager. Hi, you mind if I use your... Yes, a crafting table and a bed! Okay, now we're in business. I'm just gonna craft enough paper to get an emerald. Hello, Mr. Librarian. I'll be taking that. Thank you very much. Please, let's go! He's got bread! I have never been so hyped to see bread in my life. Okay, but be honest, how long has this been sitting in your inventory? I may have staved off starvation for now, but beating the dragon would require a lot more emeralds. So it's day 39, and I realized there's no way the sugarcane can grow fast enough to buy everything I need before day 100. Luckily, look who just spawned in, and this particular trader will sell me saplings, if I can afford it. But after a couple days of harvesting, on day 41, I finally bought my first sapling. Bam! Just like that, we can finally get wood, planks, and more importantly, sticks. And now I just need to find some poor sucker to buy them. But with a pocket full of bread, a boat, and a travel montage, it didn't take long to find one. All right, we're looking for a Fletcher. And aha! There's one right there. I would run in excitement, but I'm terrified of starving. Anyways, hello! Ah, you're beautiful. And you want sticks. So on day 42, I made a tree farm, a crafting table, and planted my remaining sugarcane. That one's not mine. You can't come home with me.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And before long, I had an entire emerald operation. But if I was gonna survive this challenge, I was gonna need armor to keep me safe. Woof. I'm also gonna need to get another job. Or at least a way to speed up my emerald production. I think scavenging dead mobs for supplies legally falls somewhere between grave robbing and recycling. But as long as there's no blood on my hands, then it's fair game. Well, that was useless. I spent the next couple days getting as many pieces of armor as possible. Leggings and boots. Now I'm only half naked. But in order to get a full suit, I would need to find a villager selling the missing pieces. That's when I remembered an old friend I made thousands of blocks ago. Fletchy, I'm going on an adventure. Don't wait up. Ew, don't get so close to me. Oh god, ew. No. Alright, so I made it back to the spawn village, and... ah, there's our man right there. Hello. Wait, pants and boots. But I already have pants and boots. Are you telling me I walked all the way over here for nothing? Well, that was a waste of freaking time. But even worse, since I couldn't find iron armor, I would have to double down and invest more and more emeralds. Oh good, more pants and boots. Until I finally had a full suit of armor. Check it out, I'm freaking stoked. We just got full diamond enchanted armor. I'm not so stoked on how much it cost, but I'm re-stoked because it's going to an awesome cause. It's very conflicting, but that wasn't the only conflicting issue on my mind. Because the next item on our list is by far the most difficult to get, Eyes of Ender. Now there's two ways we can go about getting these bad boys. The first and safest way is to just downgrade the world to Minecraft 1.8, find a cleric, and simply buy them for a few emeralds. The second and exponentially more dangerous way involves interdimensional travel, evil fortresses, and living flamethrowers. Guess which one we're doing? It's the flamethrowers. But to find them, I would need to build a portal first. And this fisherman just so happens to be holding the key. Actually, if I don't make it back, raise them as your own. But now that I have a vacant bucket and an oddly convenient lava pool, I can use it to build a portal frame. And by finally making fire spread useful for once, I can light up the portal. Any day now. There we go! And before I head in, there's one more thing that I forgot. My emotional support animal, or Isa. I may have gone a little overboard. And now we should be good to go. Ah, the sweet smell of sulfur and despair. Right, Isa? Hold on. Stop being a coward and get in the freaking portal. There you go. Now we just need to find a fortress. And apparently there's a pretty simple trick to do just that.
Here's how you find them. Do F3G. F3. In the corner of your screen, you should get a pie chart. Now, so we want to do F3 and F. So now crank down your render distance to 2, hit F3, and now we're going to test each direction and see if we get a spawner, and there's the fortress.
Actually, we're just gonna wander in a random direction until we find one. Luckily, it didn't take long to find what I was looking for. Well, that wasn't so bad. And I'm on fire! And I'm on fire! I'm on fire already!
Tom Cruise using witchcraft only to get the fire on me!
All we have to do now is murder some unsuspecting tenants. Funny you should ask. See, as the rules clearly state, I am not allowed to kill any mobs except the dragon itself, which is precisely why I brought my emotional support animal. What in the... Ah! Oh my... Ah! Isa, don't panic, okay? Ah! Oh my... Ah! Isa, the second, please come with me. This way, just try not to trip over the corpse of your predecessor. Oh god! Cheer up, boy. If we survive, eat a hot dog. So all I had to do now was find a spawner and build a blaze farm. Have you ever wondered what part of the blaze the rod comes from? Actually, don't answer that. Oh. Hey, Issa the Third. Do you like hot dogs? Alright, so that should pretty much do it for the blaze rods, but check out how cool this farm is. So the blaze just spawned in, and all I have to do is open up this trapdoor, he smacks me, and look at that, the dog does all the work for me, and I don't even have to do anything. The best part is the dog doesn't even get hurt, which is really nice because I don't have many left. Anyways, on to the next ingredient, ender pearls. And to get them, I'd need to go back to where it all started. Okay, Issas, are you ready for another adventure? Fine, more hot dogs for me. Oh, I forgot the emeralds. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. So it's day 75, and I've made my way all the way back to the spawn village again, because there's a very particular person I need to speak with, the cleric. And if I trade with her enough, then eventually she'll sell us ender pearls. God, that's way more expensive than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my gosh. But after a bit more fundraising and a dash of blaze powder, we are officially at the beginning of the end. I decided to spend the next several days back home gearing up for the upcoming battle, topping off my food reserves, buying a decent bow, fishing for a saddle. There you go, Eeyore. Now you're officially the real man's best friend. Nothing. And even forging my own secret weapon. So I was wondering what to do with all my excess iron armor, and I remembered that you can actually smelt it for an iron nugget, which can craft iron ingots and be turned into shears. No, but now I can snip a bit of wool. Not you. You're perfect. And craft up some homemade explosives. Psh, no. Okay, maybe. And on day 90, I finally set out to put an end to this world. Okay, so it looks like the stronghold is right below us, but I sort of forgot they spawn underground, and I can't break any of the blocks between me and it. So that means I'll have to do a bit of caving, but I don't think it should take too long to find a way in.
3 days later.
So I was wrong. There is literally no way into this stronghold from the surface. I know this because I booted up replay mod to double check, and now I'm not sure what to do. So I was stuck. The end was so close I could almost taste it, but with no way in, it was still out of reach. I had overcome so many obstacles, from hiding in a tree for almost a month, to nearly starving to death, to even sacrificing my friends for personal gain. Nothing. All to drive straight into a dead end and the final hour. I mean, I guess I could just go find another stronghold. No way I'd make it there before day 100. Besides, I planned plenty of ways this happened. But my eyes of Ender were breaking fast, and I have plenty of eyes too, so there's no need to over-dramatize this moment. Okay, fine. I was very prepared and set out on one final, completely average adventure. Hey, Issa the Fourth! You sure you don't want to come with us? Yeah, alright, fine. On day 96, I picked up the scent of a new stronghold. On day 97, I found a furnace. Now I can finally make torches! Not that I really need them at this point. Then on day 98, I found a village and a second chance. Hey, okay, so the stronghold is like right below us. Eeyore, I'm coming back, I promise. But if I don't, remember the charity donation is a tax write-off. And after descending safely underground, we're not going that way, that's for sure, I finally found Stronghold. Oh, there it is! And a bop, and a swim, and we are in! Yeah, baby! Now we just got to find that stinking portal. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. I see it. This was it, day 99. But before I head in, this was probably the funnest way I've beat Minecraft in a long time, so try it out for yourself. And if feeling generous, you can play with every emerald donating $1 or even a penny to this awesome okay, don't like speeches, I get it. Oh no. Of course I spawned in a box I can't mine out of. I wasn't sure if this was just bad luck or karma for making grave robbing jokes, but I wasn't about to let this become my tomb. And as far as rule number 1 goes, we're just gonna call this a gray area. Okay, there's the surface. Thank you, Rec Rap. First things first, let's take care of those healing crystals. There it is. Okay, we got all the crystals. Fantastic. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Oh, you big, nasty bird. All right, you think you can escape that? Nope. Well, did completely. Ah, there it is. Take aim. Baby, what's up? Come on, dragon. You thought. Oh, I thought. Ow. I feel like I'm playing Elden Ring right now. This dragon is so freaking hard to kill. Give me your head. Oh, I can save myself. Oh, I did not at all save myself. I hope when I'm editing this, I remember to make it look like I actually know what I'm doing. Ah, this is it. This is for you, Ryan. I'm not sure why. Okay, that actually didn't do nearly what I was hoping it would. I'm gonna get you with this. Oh no, my axe broke. This is terrible timing. I could totally, okay, I have a secret weapon. We're about to win this. I will go down for this if I must. I don't even care, dragon. You don't understand what I've been through. And this is it with an emerald. What's up? Ah, a poetic end to a murderous charitable endeavor. I knew this was a pay-to-win game. I knew.
When Prince Sam killed me, I lost a permanent heart. But earlier that day, when I killed Pentar, I stole his heart, evening out my total heart count to 10. And on a server like Lifesteal, the only thing that matters is yourself. So I'll be making my way to the server's cap of 20 hearts. And I'll do whatever it takes, betraying my allies, blackmailing hackers, and building devices that could one-tap any player. But before we can get to the instant kill death machine, the story actually begins with parkour. You see, a player named Jumper who invited me
For years, fans have speculated that Sans traveled from the Deltarune universe over to Undertale. And now with the release of Deltarune Chapter 4, we finally have all the pieces we need to start connecting the dots. From subtle dialogue to reused songs, today we're analyzing all the evidence, old and new, to piece together Sans' origin story. At the end of Deltarune Chapter 4, a song titled The Place Where It Rained begins playing. A not so subtle nod to the Undertale track, It's Raining Somewhere Else, which plays when Sans has his endgame check-in with Frisk. By taking the song titles literally, one might assume these two events occur at the same time. After all, Deltarune and Undertale are parallel universes. However, I want to propose a different idea by analyzing Analyzing when these songs are played. In Undertale, It's Raining Somewhere Else serves as the emotional backdrop to Sans' conversation with Frisk, where he implies some very interesting tidbits about his history. Your journey's almost over, huh? You must really want to go home. Hey, I know the feeling, Butto. While it's easy to assume Sans means returning to the surface, the goal of every
I trapped my friends in a bedrock prison, but that's not all. I trapped 100 subscribers. This is the 100 player prison. On the outside, it looks easy to escape, but on the inside, all the rooms are made of bedrock, making it impossible to break out of.
But not for my viewers. See, my viewers are a little bit smarter.
It didn't even start yet. Alright guys, this is a 99 player prison, and the escape starts now. Right off the bat, Grok spawned in on a crafting table, floating above lava. He was surrounded by lava on both sides, and behind him was a bedrock wall. While he was looking at it, he noticed on the roof a bunch of dispensers. They went all the way down the hallway to the other side. While he was looking over there, he noticed something, a doorway, but it was really far away and impossible to get to right now. Every other player in the prison was in the exact same situation. That's when they started trying to figure out what they could do. Grox used F5 to see if there was an item hidden under the crafting table in an item frame, but there wasn't. He tried to see if there was anything he could drop down onto, but again, it was just lava. But Grox has watched enough of my videos to know that there was probably something hidden in the lava, and that's when this happened.
Oh, let's go.
Grox found a chest with 24 iron, and he wasn't the only one.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
But they didn't just find iron. There was also a message. Lava dropping soon. Get across. Grox took the iron, and that's when he realized what was happening. The droppers were gonna drop lava if he didn't find some way to get to the hallway on the other side. But he only had 24 iron, so he started looking around for other items, but he couldn't find anything. That's when he realized he was gonna have to find his way across with just this iron. It seemed impossible, but there actually was a way. He took the iron and crafted iron bars. See, for just 6 iron ingots, you got 16 blocks, and that would be just enough to bridge across. It was really the only good option to craft, and I knew my viewers would figure it out because they're really smart. Dear God, he made iron blocks. Okay, this is an improvement. He made it 6 blocks.
Okay, 24 iron. Weird. Almost like it's exactly the amount to make iron armor. Now what?
Wow, someone actually managed to go 0 blocks. Why aren't you making anything with your iron?
What iron?
Luckily, most of the players had figured out they needed iron bars and were having some success, but after they got about halfway, they saw this. The lava had started dropping. This made them speed up, and some of them couldn't handle the pressure.
Bro, what?
Oh my god. I'm gonna cry.
No, I think I'm... Hey, let's go!
Grox had successfully beaten the first room, and he wasn't the only one. A good amount of people actually did make it through. We went from 99 players down to 82. Now that he was safe, Grox started taking a look around. This hallway was short and had nothing in it but a hole to the next room. He looked around to make sure he wasn't missing anything, and he wasn't. So after a little bit, he went ahead and dropped in. This other room was also extremely empty. There was just 2 holes in the ground. One was filled with lava, and obviously he couldn't go in there, so he went to check the other one, but that was filled with lava too. He was confused. There seemed to be literally nothing to do in this room. But this room wasn't as simple as it looked. And just like last time, Grox wasn't alone. Everybody was in the exact same situation as him. Everybody was extremely hesitant because it seemed like no matter what choice you made, you would die. Well, everybody except one person. Let me introduce you to Ice. For some reason, 5 seconds after entering the room, he just decided to jump into the left hole. I have no idea what motivated this, but he actually survived and got the right answer. But not everybody else was as stupid as just gamble on a 50-50. They wanted to try to figure out the solution. But the situation was pretty confusing. The room was completely empty and both the holes looked the same. But they just kept looking around trying to find any clue. Grox even turned on hitboxes to see a secret chest or item, but there wasn't. After enough time, a few people got desperate and tried to be like Eyes, but it didn't work out as good for them. And so, the people who weren't willing to risk it just felt stuck. So I decided to give them a clue. I told them that they should use F5 for a whole new perspective. And while this might seem like a joke, it was actually a very useful clue, and Grox knew what I meant right away.
Oh my god, I know what it is.
There's a glitch in Minecraft where if you put your FOV to the max and go on F5, you can actually clip and look through walls. Funny enough, I learned this from Canadian. At first, Grok saw nothing, but then he saw this. Signs, and one of the signs said the word safe on it. On its own, he didn't know what this meant, but the whole room to the right of him had signs with the word safe on them. That's when he got an idea. He ran to the other side of the room and checked that side, and he saw different signs. These ones said danger. Instantly, he knew what was going on. The hole closer to that side would kill him, and the hole on the left side was safe. So he jumped in. And he was right. Every room was different, but by using this trick, people started to figure out which side of their room was safe and passing to the next level. And by the end of room 2, we'd gone from 82 players to 67. Now, since Eyes was the first one done with the last room, he was the first one to see the sign. Lower number is an advantage, 1 per room, door locks behind you. He walked out and saw a room with the number 22 and a locking mechanism in front. So he went to the left and saw room number 21. He instantly started running to get the lowest number he could, and it was 1 because he was the first one done. When he went in, the door locked behind him just like it said. He was trapped. He saw water below him and nothing else to do, so he dropped down. Everybody started making their way through to find the door with the lowest number that they could get, until it was just Ebbo left, who finished last and had to go all the way to the 67th door. So, once everybody was in their chamber, they started dropping down into the next room. Right off the bat, Grok started looking around. He could see that the room was split in half by a pool of lava. Also, this pool of lava was exactly 5 blocks long, meaning he wouldn't be able to jump to the other side. He could also see some kind of room around the corner, but he wasn't able to look inside of it. The only other thing he saw was 3 holes in the roof like the one he'd come out of, and that's it. He had to start figuring out how he was going to get to the other side, but that's when this happened. A player fell into his room, and a few seconds later, another player fell in. All throughout the prison, people started forming these groups of 3, and they were going to have to work together to beat this room. Grox's team didn't have a plan of what they were going to do yet, but I will show you the first team that figured out how to get across. It was Bowler SF2's team. And just like Grox, they realized they had to get across a right? But they had a plan. Bowler got behind his going to jump across. Bowler was going to hit him in the back to give him extra momentum to launch him to the other side. And it worked. Now Brojack was able to explore the room he couldn't reach before. That's when he saw this. Only 2 of you can move on. He started to look around and he understood what the sign meant. There was only 2 exits into other rooms, meaning one of them wasn't supposed to make it past this point. Now this was a problem because he was friends with Bowler SF2, so they made a plan. They tricked their teammate into thinking Bowler was really good at parkour, and he needed to go to the other side to help solve a puzzle. And it worked. Ethan agreed. So Bowler started running, and then he jumped and Ethan punched him across. Their evil plan had worked. Bowler and Brojack were both going to be moving on this round. But their trick came at a cost. Ethan was left alone on the other side, and with no teammates left and no way to get across, he had to jump in the lava. But not every team was as evil as this. On this team, the pig player decided to volunteer to hit them across, and they decided to practice.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Go. You didn't move.
Wait, I'm lagging.
Oh god, we're cooked.
A player named Claster decided to spin a wheel, and whoever it landed on had to stay behind.
Yeah, 33% chance.
Well,
And somehow this team decided to let Grox be the first puncher.
Please forgive me if I mess this up. 3. Okay. 2. 1. Oh! You went on my left? No!
No!
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
My god.
Grox,
I'm sorry.
you fumbled it!
But what honestly surprised me was how people became friends. A lot of people offered to hit the other people across and stay behind.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we
Okay,
go.
nice. Alright. You guys got this. Goodbye, my friends. Lock in.
Oh.
Now, do you remember the sign from earlier that said it was an advantage to have a lower number? There was 2 reasons. One, the better players had lower numbers, so you'd have better teammates. And you could end up like Evbo, who had no teammates because he was last and had to just be eliminated. By the end of this round, we had dropped down to just 41 players remaining. And even crazier than that, somehow Grox was still in. He dropped down and saw another room. Right off the bat, he saw a hole that probably took him to the 5th puzzle. He also saw a hole in the wall. Inside was a sheep named Chill Dude, and he was just vibing. There was also a hallway that led further back room where he could see Chill Dude separated by some glass. He could pressure plate connected to redstone, but he couldn't tell what it did. He went back to see if Chill Dude was able to walk onto the pressure plate, but he was locked in by a block, so he wasn't gonna go on his own. Grox went to see if there was anything else he hadn't seen, and that's when he found a dispenser up in the roof, but he couldn't figure anything out. And after he looked around and found one thing he could think to do that might help, he started murdering Chill Dude. Telling him he would activate something or something would happen, but nothing did. He went around to the back and he could see his items sitting there on the ground, but there was no way for him to reach them. He tried to run to where they were to see if they would phase through the wall into his inventory, but they wouldn't. He tried to see if there was anything he could see he couldn't see before now that the sheep was dead, but there was nothing. It seemed like it didn't do anything at all. That was until Grox went to the back to look at the items again and had a big brain moment. He realized that the EXP orb was following him. If he went to the right, the orb would go to the right. If he went to the left, the orb would go to the left. And that might not sound like a big deal, but the orbs will follow you even if you're on the other side of a wall. And that's not all. They can activate pressure plates. So the answer was obvious. He ran to the front of the room and stood right next to the pressure plate. At first, he thought it wasn't going to work, but then he heard a noise and it activated the dispenser, dropping him a slow falling potion. Now, all Grox had to do was drink the potion, and he could safely make his way to the bottom of this room and onto the next one. But when he got down here, all he found was a locked door, and nothing else. For now, he had to wait. The room he just beat was the hardest in the prison. People lost in 2 ways. If you killed the sheep and didn't figure it out in 5 minutes, the experience would despawn. Or this could happen.
Oh,
Clear your sheep, but don't pick up the XP. Clear your sheep, but don't pick up the XP. And you just picked it up. You just picked it up. Okay.
Oh, the XP was supposed to come over here onto the trapdoor.
Like I said, this puzzle was hard. It brought us from 45 players down to 20. But before we go to the next room, I want to tell you about something cool. Now, some of you guys might be watching this competition and feel sad that you didn't get a chance to play in it. But I'm announcing another competition with a prize of $1,000 that's free to enter and you can all play in. Let me explain.